Morning people. So quick spin round of the old sofa. So this was the gear, or some of the gear I should say, that I took with me on this overnighter into the peaks with Shovel Recce. So Shub's already put a video up of the little escapade, and I'm just going to do this as sort of like an after action review of kit and a bit of a critique, and then just little reviews on bits of gear that are in front of you. So basically the idea was after Christmas jolly at the peaks, because basically I haven't been out in a long time due to ongoing leg issues, basically recovering from an operation that's just been a right pain in the arse and not doing as it's wanting to do. And I just thought, yeah, I need to get out and just test some bits of gear out. So the idea was chuck together some kit that I've recently had purchased and have had a while, and I just haven't had a chance to test out due to my op, and just test it in arduous conditions. So that was the pack and this new Gary Gore-Tex jacket, so I will go into those in a bit later on. So basically the idea was, we knew the weather was going to be crap because it was the storm front that's been hammering the US was coming across the Atlantic, so we knew it was going to be gale force winds and lots of rain, possibility of snow, but it was mainly gale force wind and rain. So you make your gear choices according to that. So mine were decent boots, Gore-Tex gaiters, full set of Gore-Tex, Gore-Tex socks, and a windproof smock kind of setup, the normal gear. So yeah, basically rocked up onto the area, parked up, got out of the wagon, and it literally started to go, right, rain as of now. So swapped out windproof smock into Gary Gore-Tex, which is this one here, this 511. Basically swapped all the contents of the pockets over into that, and then just packed away the windproof into the Bergen for the entire duration until we came home, basically. So it was basically living in boots, gaiters, and Gore-Tex for the time we were on the ground, and then it was just little gear choices that made a difference, which is what I'm going to go through. So the pack itself is a DPM Alice made by a firm in Australia called Outdoor Packs and Gear. Now unfortunately the firm is no longer making gear because the owner had health issues and just decided to retire from making gear. So thank you. The pack is brilliant. I have no qualms with it. Workmanship is top drawer, and the firm to deal with when they were still going trading was spot on. Their comms was banging. They actually replied to all of the emails and messengers and stuff like that, and they were happy. So yeah, no dramas there. Got the idea for this pack from a fellow YouTuber, Stuart, from Outdoor Basics. He'd ordered one during the pandemic and it turned up. I did the same, so I ordered that in the middle of the pandemic, and I think it took like 6 weeks, from 6 to 8 weeks from saying right I want it to here's a little few ideas, and then making it, posting it back to me. So yeah, price was worth it as well, considering it's a custom made pack. But yeah, it's got some features on it that are just slightly different to medium Alice. So what we'll do is I'll just show you the pack itself. So DPM medium Alice, same as the same as the New Zealand kind of stuff, except they've just put a pocket, compression pocket on the side there, and then there's one on the other side, and then you've got this massive lid pocket, Claymore lid they call it. So there's that, and then you've got the zipped pocket instead of having that Velcro opening one on an original Alice. And then you've got this utility pack pouch in the middle above the triples, and then all I've done to it is I've added a pouch which was a smoke grenade pouch for a 4 litre Hydro Pack bladder bottle, in there. So that's on the Bergen all the time, and that's just press studded down. And then on the other side there is a mesh pack bag for a pack cover, and again that's attached to the Bergen itself, so it stays on the rucksack all the time. Now their closing system is slightly different to everyone else's. They've got the snow cord, they've got the pull cord one here, and they've got this. So they've just taken the canoe sack idea and made that their closing on the top of the pack. I've also got a canoe sack liner inside there just as a double backup. So none of my kit got wet whatsoever. There's their little made in Australia tag, and there's their tag there, and there's the name of the firm, and it's just a brilliant thought out pack. You've got tunnels behind all of the pockets as per the original Alice setup. I've kept the tunnel on that one. I've sewn that one up at the bottom so it's now a pocket, because when this is full you can't get anything in it, so it just seemed a bit pointless, so I've just sewn that in there. So that's now kind of like a sneaky pocket. And then on this one here I've just got a K-bar pot belly shoved in there, and then I've put a strap on it so I can just tie it onto the pack. Yeah, and then on the side pockets you've got compressions. So yeah, that take a full set of Gore-Tex kind of setup, and a large Nalgene metal mug kind of setup. So there's that. It's also got a floating lid on it, so if I flick it forward, there's the straps for the floating lid, so it comes up, and then you've got a solid pack handle on it, decent straps with you know, the strap for the middle in your chest, sternum straps, nice padding on the frame, strap nice and thick. It just sits on you like a limpet, and you can rock your shoulders and it just stays solid. Brilliant piece of kit. The only thing I've done to it is, this was an idea I saw on an Instagram post from somewhere, and I thought, oh, I like that. So basically I made a pouch to fit in the space on the back of an Alice pack on the pack frame, and that just sits in there. Doesn't interfere with you when you're wearing the pack at all. Didn't feel it at all. And in there I've got a Dutch poncho, bungee cords, folding saw, tent pegs, and a pair of secateurs. All of that lives in there, and then that way having all of that kit in one place means it's not taking up either a triple pouch on the outside, which it normally would, or one of these side pockets. So basically it just frees up space on the outside of the pack so you can get more gear into it. You know, it's just a case of thinking about it and having a nose, and then that's that. And then I was using, for my shelter system, was going to be the British Army SF double hooped bivvy. So I've got a 3/4 thermal rest there and a cover. I had a thermal blanket, you know, the Dave Canterbury style one, and that was going to be the sleeping system for the overnighter, but the weather was just so naff, and we got lucky when we were on the ground. We stumbled across a pre-made bushcraft shelter, which Shove shows in his video, and I've done bits on it on mine, and we just used that for the night. And then during the night the weather just absolutely hammered it down, so we were bone dry in this nice little shelter, and all I had to do was basically use the tunnel tent as a Gore-Tex bivvy bag, and I was quids in, happy, nice dry. So yeah, all the kit I took with me just performed as I expected to. Even the new stuff that I was fairly sure was going to be all right just made the difference. So, you know, pack cover, you know, you don't see people use them. Use it. It keeps your gear waterproof. It's as simple as that. Folds into nothing, as you can see. It just screws up and just lives in that little bag and then in the Bergen all the time. Homemade Gore-Tex bivvy bags. They're made by myself from a knackered DPM Gore-Tex bivvy bag. So that's a vast amount of Gore-Tex that you can just sew into little pouches for bits and bobs. So, you know, there's 3 there for kit that was transferred from my windproof smock into the Gore-Tex. And then there's a Gore-Tex sleeve for me Thermarest mat, which just got stuffed underneath the top of the Bergen lid there. Also on the top of this Bergen, I forgot to show you, there's a haul strap. Yeah, so basically I had my roll mat under there and then that over it, and then when you pull the haul strap, what the haul strap does is it pulls this entire front bit back, so it tightens it up and just lifts it up out of the way. Just a nice thought out feature. So those of you who've got Alice packs, yeah, think about chucking that onto it. It's an idea they've taken from the mountaineering brigade off their Bergens, and it just makes things easier. It just pulls that front, the whole of that front up and towards the back. So that's worth something considering. And then other things were, I took in a fleece body warmer just to keep that middle core area warm. A buff snood, which is fabric fleece, and then this mesh bit, kind of warm material, just to keep your neck area nice and dry. Danish boonie hat, which I've had forever and a day. I'll just put a cat size on it, and then I've just sewn a Gore-Tex panel into the top of it, just for extra waterproofness. That was a good piece of kit. I also had a warm woolly hat in my spare clothing in there. Gore-Tex socks, another pair of spare socks, foot powder, that kind of stuff. So it's just basic field admin stuff. But, you know, other little useful bits of kit were Jack flask, brilliant piece of kit, keeps your brews nice and warm for extra. You see too many blokes going into the Ulu with a BCB Crusader setup. Plastic mug on a BCB is an absolute waste of time. It's an antique. You might as well just get rid of it and use it for putting your pens in on your desk. Right, it's as simple as that. It doesn't come with a lid, so it just loses heat damn sight quicker than having a Jack flask, brew flask, call it what you will. X-Attack lighter sleeve, brilliant piece of kit. Swiss Army knife, say no more. Little light. Now this was originally in my bivvy. I had a green filter in it, which is all it was a sweet wrapper screwed in underneath that just gave green light. But we needed white light in the shelter. So white light it was. And this is made by, can you see that? It's made by Nebo. It's called the Lumo. Good piece of kit. Just takes up no room. Just runs on 3 little Diddy batteries. But yeah, it's only about, what, 5-6 quid? It's nothing in the scheme of things. And then a US Army GI metal spoon with a can opener on it and a lanyard. It just gets squared away in your kit. And then this piece of kit here, this was a Christmas present from the wife, so cheers love. But this is absolutely banging. Vortex Solo RT 8x36. This is the one with the MRAD in it, the military rangefinder. Absolutely brilliant piece of kit. You see too many videos of guys with binos or optics in their pack. So when they need it, they've got to ditch the pack, open it up, faff around, get it out, and use it. No, this is on a lanyard around your neck in a little Gore-Tex bag, and I had it for the entire time I was out down the front of my smock. No dramas. Didn't have to depack, find it, get it out, use it. It was just there. If I wanted it, it was just like, pull it out, bingo. There we are. Look at what I want to look at, put it all away, job done. Just makes sense, really. Have kit that you are going to use, or you think you're going to need, where you can get to it easily. You have pockets for a reason. Use them. Simple as. And then going on to this Gore-Tex jacket here. Now, this was purchased off eBay before Christmas. Stumbled across it. Thought I like that. I've had one of those before. And there weren't many people bidding on it, so I just piled in, won it. And it happened to be the seller was Tom, Prepared Pathfinder. So Tom, that jacket is absolutely banging. Now, the fact that it's in DPM and it's made by 511, there you go. It's a bit special. So yeah, I'm not quite sure the reasoning on the DPM and 511. Must have been for some kind of Afghan thing or whatever, but it's a gleaming piece of kit. I don't even know if they make that particular jacket anymore, but something to note with American kit. I'm a UK medium, and according to the label on this, American small. Now that fits perfectly over me wearing a wicking t-shirt, a Norgie, a sleeker snug pack style jacket, and that on top. No dramas whatsoever. And the fact that it's got 11 pockets on it and a hood is banging. So all of my smock kit just transferred straight into that, and that was it. I knew where everything was because it's just the same kind of level. It's just the fact that it's got 11 pockets on it. So you've got 4 on the outside. You've got 2 pockets on the chest on the outside behind the 2 tops. There's 2 inside. You've got 2 arm pockets, and then there's a poacher's pocket on the back. And there's also a hood. So, if that jacket is still going, and is available in multicam, I would go and look it up. I believe it is the Duty Jacket stroke Parker by 511 Tactical. So I don't even know if they still make it. It was designed for the law enforcement kind of community, because the zips for the underarm go from the underarm all the way down on both sides. So if you're wearing a duty pistol, you just unpop that and then just lift the zip up, and then that way it goes over your pistol and also your comms kit, because there is also a slot in the back here somewhere. This little slot here is designed for the comm leads on a walkie-talkie setup, and they can go through there, and then the mic or whatever can be put on here. There's one on either side, so it's like that. But yeah, it's a nice thought out jacket. So Tom, cheers for that, mate. That is spot on. So yeah, and then other than that, there wasn't really much. It was just a case of get out on the ground and test your gear and your skills in what can only be described as atrocious weather conditions. You know, a lot of people talk about it, but you don't see many people getting out and doing it. And considering I'm an old fart rocking an injury, and I just wanted to get out and blow the cobwebs off, is basically the plan for that entire thing. So yeah, cheers, shove. Another good weekend. They always are, to be honest. If we could get more people to tag along, that would be nice, because I'm sure we can't be the only idiots into this kind of stuff in the UK. But hey ho. Other than that, yeah, just get out, test your gear in really naff weather, and then you'll just be able to say, yeah, that worked, that didn't, and then you can take it from there. Anyway, enough of me waffling. As always, me out.